Think believe me, these niggas died of me. Look what I'm becoming. What I did, it made a man of me. All the that I did, I swear my mother.
What it do, YouTube? It's Ty Fetty with the Fetty. Back at y'all another video, man. Y'all know why we here. To handle business. But before we handle that business, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to say it again. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to say it one more. Matter of fact, like, comment, subscribe. Before I gotta beat you up, y'all know what's going on. We got the story of Lil Durk. Shout out Hip Hop Daily. You know, if you don't know Lil Durk, man, where you living? What you doing? You under a rock, man. Get up under that rock. And if you getting up under that rock, it's the video for you, man. Let's get it, man. Shout out Lil Durk. Shout out Chicago. Y'all know I rock with y'all in Chicago, man. The long way. The strong way. You dig? Let's get it, man.
Right now, Lil Durk is one of the biggest rappers in the world.
For sure.
It didn't all happen overnight. He had a wild come up in Chicago. Some say he's the reason the big war in the city got so violent. Durk had to grind for over a decade before hitting the mainstream. And today, we're breaking down the crazy story of how he went from a street savage to linking up with superstars like Drake and Kanye. Let's get right into it. Lil Durk came up on the south side of Chicago in an area called Inglewood. A lot of kids in the city grow up without their dads around, but Durk's situation was a lot crazier than most. When he was 7 months old, his dad was sentenced to life in prison for allegedly running a huge crack operation. Big Durk was locked in with Larry Hoover, the legendary Chicago gang leader who created the Gangster Disciples all the way back in 1965. Big Durk was running the streets and had a lot of people working for him. And back in the day, he was cool with the BDs too. The BDs and GDs have been locked in a deadly war for years. And when Big Durk was moving heavyweight back in the day, the two crews wasn't even beefing. According to Big Durk, the war started in his hood after some BD leaders thought they should have more territory. Big Durk was running the game and his family should have been taken care of. But then, the whole thing came crashing down. Big Durk and 3 of his top affiliates got hit with life sentences after Big Durk's cousin, Tasha Woods, testified against him.
That's crazy. But what I was going to ask was, bruh, if he was having that good motion, you know, before he got locked up, where do that money go? Like, as a, like, is this law, like, should he have let Durk struggle? Was, like, feel me? Like, come on, bro. If you doing what you doing, you ain't no dummy, bro. You got some stuff stashed away, tucked away somewhere, somehow. Feel me? Is it law for him to let his son grow up in that environment, knowing what he had to make it through, especially when he got the means to provide and get him out of that environment? Like, I can't think of no way that the feds would have got his money. They might have seized all his, you feel me, all his belongings, you feel me? But in terms of, like, bro, they got money stashed away, bro. You ain't no, like, no drug dealer is not stashing no money, bro, unless you a dummy. I don't think he was a dummy. So therefore, where'd it go, and why did Durk come up in the south side of Chicago when he should have been somewhere up north with his feet kicked up because his daddy put in all the work? Feel me? Who knows?
And when the cops raided Big Durk's storage unit, they found $1 million cash and 10 bricks of cocaine.
I was talking too fast. Way too fast. But damn, shorty, all you had was that M? What, he got locked up in 4 months? If you were supposed to, I mean, maybe, I don't know. Who am I? I don't know. I have no idea, Kill. That makes sense then. But what? Bro, I'm not from the streets. Like I always tell you, I'm not no hood nigga, but I know you never keep your money with your work and your work with your money. That's dumb. It all gonna get bagged at once. I guess that's what happened.
Even though Lil Durk's dad was locked up before he even really knew him, they kept a good relationship over the years and talked on the phone almost every day. Big Durk didn't want his kids to end up like him and try to keep him out of the streets. But sometimes, it's not that simple when you come up in a place like Chicago.
What you expect?
Lil Durk's mom had to take care of him and all of his siblings.
Lil Durk was born with a switch in his ski too. Every Chicago baby is born with a switch in the left hand and a ski in the right hand. I'm telling y'all, there's no cap.
And back then, they were just struggling to survive.
I got a good inside man.
They were so broke that some days they didn't even have food to eat. Durk knew he had to step up and help the family, so he hopped off the porch at just 10 years old and started hustling. Durk had dreams of making it out of the streets through basketball, but eventually he realized it wasn't going to work and he had to switch up his plans. He started dropping tracks in 2010 and created his OTF crew, but it wasn't until he caught a gun charge in 2011 that he decided to take music seriously. He was sentenced to 3 months in jail for the weapon case and got out on bond, but then he was sent back for another 87 days. While he was locked up, Durk's first child was born, and he realized that he had to switch up how he moved. Durk knew how growing up without his dad made everything harder, and he didn't want his own son to have the same experience. In the interview, he said, "What really broke it down was I had my son while I was locked up, so that really affected me. That really put the toll on me like, oh yeah, I gotta change." When Durk got back out, he had two options: go hard with the music or get even deeper in the streets. He was a broke high school dropout living with his mom and had a newborn son. And Durk said he was not eating, getting locked up, no focus, no guidance. But instead of going down the same path his dad and most people in the area did, Durk hopped in the booth and got to work. He dropped the track Sneak Dissin' and I'm a Hitter, which picked up some buzz in the city. And that's when Durk knew he could make it in the game. He used MySpace to build up an audience and dropped his debut mixtape in 2011. Durk followed it up with 2 more projects, then in December 2012, he dropped the track that changed everything. The GDs and BDs were already beefing at this point, but L's anthem took the disrespect to a new level. A lot of people think it led to the brutal wave of violence that's still going on today.
Hey, in 2012, I was in 8th grade. I remember it, bro. That joint came out. That came out a little after. I think it came out a little after Chief Keef started really doing his thing. And he got no. That L's anthem came out, bro. Hey, bro. This back then, I was a kid. I was like 13 years old. I didn't know nothing about GDs, BDs, how GDs and BDs used to be cool. I didn't know what a vice lord was. I didn't know about Sex, Money, Murder. I didn't know Full Corner Hustle was. I didn't know about nothing, bro. Not gonna lie to y'all. But when I heard L's anthem, I had an iPhone. It was an iPhone 4 for sure. I had an iPhone 4 in 8th grade. That joint, bro, it was Spinrilla back then. I didn't play nothing but Spinrilla. That, and it was an app called Musi, bro. I think MUSI. That's all I played all day, every day, 24/7, 365 days a year, bro. I'm telling y'all, from the moment I woke up and got dressed for school to the moment I walked to the bus stop to the moment I got off the bus walking to homeroom, bro. I swear to God, bro. L's anthem was really that anthem. It was an anthem. And we didn't know nothing about Chicago. No cap.
On the
Nothing.
track, Durk said, "You don't fuck with me, then fuck them. My own I don't trust them. Brick Squad, I say fuck them. Wooga World with them, so fuck them." Lil Jojo from Brick Squad clapped back with the track 300K, BDK, and called out Durk and the rest of the BDs.
And that song right there from Lil Jojo is when I started putting the dots together, who was with who, how, and from there Chicago just been on, it been that, music, the streets, all that. It just been, them switches got introduced after this beef, right? Like them songs right there. That's when them switches start touching down. I guarantee you, bro. Cause I didn't know nothing about Chicago, but after that, I started hearing everything about Chicago. I'm telling y'all.
He said, "Durk say f Brick Squad, so I can't wait to catch him. Squeeze his 40. Now they got him on a stretcher." Lil Jojo was tragically murdered after the track drop, which really set off the war between
on
the
a bike.
and GD.
Like I remember all this, bro.
Caused more young dudes to lose their life in the streets. L's anthem helped Lil Durk level up and get his name in the spotlight. He followed it up with the hit "This Ain't What You Want," which led to him signing a deal with Def Jam Records.
I'm on a show doing roast. This ain't what you want. I call it, I see. Bro, that was 9th grade, and I used to play that drum before every football game. That drum used to get me in my bag. I'm used to be like, this ain't what they want. This ain't what they want. I'm telling y'all. Oh my man, this throwback so many memories. That's crazy, bro. We really getting older, y'all. We really growing up, bro. Cause this is really my childhood. This is what I grew up on. Like I don't like Kanye and all them like Nas and Jay-Z. I didn't grow up on that, bro. Like that wasn't my swag. It was too slow. It wasn't. This right here is what like this. I say Chicago and Shy Glizzy is. It's got what got me lit, like turned up on trap music, drill music, whatever you want to call it, bro. Like this right here, I'm telling y'all, like, hey, a lot of people try to compare Chicago drill and New York drill, bro. I say New York drill is more lit because of TikTok, bro, and the dances they do. But Chicago drill really influenced people's brains, bro. It made people really think they was really going on hits, need to slide. Like, that's what this does. New York drill to get you lit, get you dancing, get you sweating. This right here, I had you throwing back an X pill and trying to go spin an op block. I'm telling y'all.
In 2013, it was the biggest moment of his career, but Durk didn't have long to celebrate. He had been trying to leave the streets behind, but just a couple days after signing with Def Jam, he got booked on another weapon charge. The cops rolled up on him in Chicago, and Durk allegedly tossed a pistol into his car. Durk got hit with a charge for unlawful use of a weapon by a felon and was held on a $100K bond. By this point, his homie Chief Keef was already one of the hottest new rappers in the game after blowing up with the track Don't Like and linking up with Kanye West. Everyone tried to step in and bail Durk out, but Keef didn't pay the bond. Keef leaving Durk behind caused a split that would last a few years, but Durk kept it pushing and stayed focused on his own career. He got back out just a month later and dropped his mixtape Signed to the Streets in October 2013. 2014 was an even bigger year for him. He was named on a XXL freshman class, dropped his Signed to the Streets 2 project, and got into a high-profile beef.
Gas and mud leaning.
Tyga and Durk have been going back and forth on social media. Then Tyga recruited Game for the track Chirac to LA. Game took a shot at Durk on the track and said, "I don't f with no new niggas. They like to sue. No woo. Tiger hit me like, Durk dissing. Durk Nowitzki? Durk who? Never heard of these. Game is a legend in the industry, but Durk proved he wasn't backing down from anyone. Durk ran into Game at a club in LA and pressed him about the beef. A video of the situation shows their crew squaring up like they was gonna throw down, but both sides left the scene without it popping off. The day after Durk pressed him, Game let everyone know on Twitter that it was squashed. They took a couple more shots at each other in interviews on social media, but it never turned into real beef. By 2015, Durk had been grinding long enough in the industry that he had some major buzz on his name, and fans were waiting for him to drop his debut album, Remember My Name. It was supposed to drop on May 12th, but then it got pushed back to June 2nd. The album debuted at number 14 on the Billboard 200 chart, which wasn't as high as a lot of fans expected, but Durk kept grinding and dropped another project just a few months later. In 2016, Durk dropped his second album on Def Jam, but it only hit number 29 on the Billboard 200. It wasn't bad enough to be called a flop, but fans knew that Durk wasn't getting the shine he deserved. That same year, OTF took a hit after Tay 600 was accused of working with the cops against Rondo No. 9, C-Day, and D-Rose 600 in their murder trials. Tay denied snitching, but he still got kicked out of OTF and started beefing with Durk. They sent disses back and forth for a while, but by that point, Durk was way too big for the drama to affect his career. In 2017, he proved he was still hungry and wanted to reach the top of the rap game. He dropped 4 projects that year, including 2 collab tapes with Lil Reese and T Grizzly.
That T Grizzly tape got Durk back, bro. I remember it, bro. Durk fell off for sure, like, and I was the one vouching for Durk, like Durk hard. And everybody was just, they whole comeback was his best song is like his most viewed song, most probably money he made off a song is with Dej Loaf, which it was, My Beyonce. Like that was his most popular song at that time. But that T Grizzly tape, bro, yeah, that third person. If you know, you know. Third person. If you know, you know. If you don't know, you need to go get help. Go listen to Third Person by Lil Durk and T Grizzly. It'll change your life. I'm telling you.
2018 was another crazy year for him. Durk dropped his 12th mixtape and announced that he had left Def Jam Records. That same year, he started putting a bigger focus on pushing OTF, and the crew dropped 2 collab tapes. Durk and OTF got even more shine when King Von joined the group and popped off with the track Crazy Story. Von and Durk linking up in the rap game was a huge win for both of them. They was both running up numbers like crazy, and the whole OTF wave was taking over the industry. 2019 was a massive year for Durk and Von, and in 2020, Durk finally broke out into the mainstream.
Yep.
Durk's 5th album peaked at number 2 on the Billboard 200
chart,
and then he blew up even more after Drake featured him on the track Laugh Now, Cry Later.
Now they back.
Durk was finally getting the attention he deserved.
Now Durk back.
Tragedy struck, and King Von was shot and killed later that year.
I remember this day too.
Durk has lost a lot of people over the years to violence. In 2013, his homie L.A. Capone was murdered outside of a studio, and in 2014, his cousin OTF Newski was also killed. A year later, his manager Chino Dollar was murdered after leaving a meeting about anti-violence initiatives.
And then
Von's death had a major impact on Durk. They were real close and were also fighting an attempted murder charge together. Back in 2019, they were both booked for allegedly robbing and shooting a dude in Atlanta. But Von died before the case went to trial, and Durk's charges were dropped back in October. King Von was killed by Quando Rondo's homie Lil Tim, and the situation caused a tense beef between Durk and NBA YoungBoy that's still going on today. 2021 was another wild and tragic year for Durk. He dropped another OTF tape and a collab project with Lil Baby. But then, his brother D-Thing was murdered outside of a nightclub in Chicago. Just a few months after D-Thing died, Durk and his girlfriend almost got taken out when some dudes broke into their house. They got into a shootout with the robbers, but luckily Durk and his girl both made it out of the situation alive. Lil Durk has had a wild career full of crazy highs and tragic lows, but he fought through all the struggles and became one of the biggest rappers in the industry.
Sure.
A lot of rappers give up if they don't start popping out the gate, but Durk put in the hard work and stayed on his grind for over a decade. Now it's all paying off, and he's running up bigger numbers with everything he dropped.
Yeah, like, it's crazy though, because like I said, I remember, you know, that L's anthem. He had This Ain't What You Want. He had Hit Us. That whole little Signs to the Streets one, whatever that joint was called, it was black and white, bro. It was like black and white with the red. Like, that was, like, I think that's still one of his best tapes ever. Like, he was on that, and I liked it a lot. I still like it a lot. I'll go play that on Spinrilla right now. Feel me? And then he went on that stream of time, that span of time where he was messing with Dej Loaf. Durk wasn't the same Durk, bro. Like he was still cool, but it just wasn't hitting. Like, and then, like I said, that T Grizzly tape, bro. Like I said, go listen to Third Person by T Grizzly and Lil Durk, bro. It was one of them ones, bro. That tape got Durk back, and after that, it just was up. It was up. And he started messing with India, and it got super up. He started going federal. He went federal, and now Durk is Lil Durk, bro. He him. He one of them industry, like, he him. Durk is a top tier. He's a a tier A rapper, bro. Like artist, like I'm talking about, like he need 250,000 for a feature. Feel me? Like he damn near getting 300,000-400,000 a show for sure. He's one of them now, bro. He's a mainstream rapper. He's one of the biggest artists out right now for sure, and he rightfully deserves it, bro. He put in his work for over a decade, bro. He been buzzing for over a decade, bro. He deserve it, bro. Shout out Chicago, man. Like I told you, I rock with Chicago. I rock with y'all. Y'all always show love, man. Whenever I drop a Chicago video, y'all show love. So y'all got Ty Fetty. I'm rocking with y'all, man. With that being said, man, it's Ty Fetty with the Fetty, man. Look, make sure y'all stay smart, man, and stay dangerous. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm going to catch y'all next time, man. I'm gone.